Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. It is Thanksgiving today and I thought it would be fun to do a little get ready with me today using a few fun products. I'm going to be creating a look that hopefully looks okay on Zoom since that is how we are celebrating Thanksgiving this year. It will be just the three of us at home today, as well as then getting together on Zoom with the entire family. So I just thought we would kind of create a hopefully good Zoom look for Thanksgiving. But I first wanted to send everybody a little Thanksgiving love. I hope everybody is being safe and healthy this holiday season. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then we are going to be playing with a little bit of fun makeup. I did pick up the Dior Quint in Jungle, so we're going to be playing with that as well as my favorite foundation of the moment and a more fall inspired look. And of course, we are going to be finishing with a fragrance of the day. I have a new obsession that we must talk about, and that is from BDK Parfums. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and put some makeup on this face. We are going to be having a very casual Thanksgiving, but I thought I would go ahead and use this beautiful Dior. This is the Jungle Quint. Yes, I know I'm kind of obsessed with these Dior Quints, kind of surprised at myself, but this one just looked so pretty. It's got a touch of this really deep kind of forest green, a little bit of gold, and then I love the combination of peach and also this kind of deep forest green. It just makes a really pretty eye. So we're going to use that this morning. I'm having a little bit of green juice just to prime the system before the big Thanksgiving meal. We are cheating this year. We just picked up from a restaurant. I don't have to do any cooking. It's just going to be the three of us. My son is still in New York. He's doing a little Friendsgiving. Actually, I think he's trying to attempt making duck. So looking forward to doing a Zoom Thanksgiving with the rest of my family, as well as touching base with my son. So let's go ahead. We got to put on some Zoom makeup. We are going to be using my current favorite foundation, and this is the Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Matte, and I ended up buying it in 020, which I think is a really nice match. And I do have a funny story about this as well. So I'm going to take one pump. Now, the reason I like this one, as you've heard before, is it's going to give me some nice coverage on the skin. It'll help make my skin look flawless on the Zoom call, and I just find it to be a little bit nourishing to the skin, and I just love the way that it wears throughout the day. So I am just going to buff this into the skin and kind of give myself a little bit of a radiant kind of velvet glow. Now when I do use this foundation, it gives a nice sort of radiance finish, a little bit velvety. And then if I want to amp up the glow factor, I will use kind of a glowy powder. So we'll be doing that today. I pulled out some of my Hourglass powders, which I love, and we'll use those. Now what I like to do is I'll first kind of buff that into the skin. Honestly, I don't even think you need a full pump. It really gives you a lot of coverage. Then I'll take like a damp sponge, and then what I like to do is just really push this into the skin and also take off any extra. So you probably could get away with like half of a pump of that foundation to really get a nice kind of medium, almost full coverage. I just find that this really perfects the skin. We have foundation on. A little delivery came. So excited. I picked up some goodies from Jones Road. Since we are filming, we might as well do a quick little unboxing. Here is the little bag that it comes in. And let's see what's inside this one. This is the new line from Bobbi Brown. This is Clean Beauty. And let's see. I'm so excited to play. So we've got the Best Pencil. We have got the Coral Gloss. We've got the Cool Gloss. I got like the beginner's kit. Just a Sec eyeshadow. We got a little pot eyeshadow, just a Sec, and this one's in Golden Peach. This is the Best eyeshadow in Dark Brown. So that was the kit that came. And then I got the Au Naturel. I got the Miracle Balm. I wanted this in rose, but this did not, but it was sold out. And then I got the mascara. So this I'm so excited to play with. This is not an all clean kind of video today, so we'll probably save this for doing a full on cool clean makeup. But today we're going to focus on Thanksgiving makeup, and we're going to go ahead and play with the Dior. And this is in Jungle. Many of you told me that I should pick this one up as well. And of course, you guys are always right. So what I'm going to do is kind of create a little bit of a more glam eye for myself. Abby glam, not over the top. Here is a swatch of Jungle, you guys. So the one colors that I'm so in love with is this sort of peach tone here, this deep forest green that's like really going to hopefully bring out hazel eyes, really nice kind of taupey, a little bit deeper brown, and then there's this interesting kind of patina gold, and then over here is just like your classic, almost like a vanilla kind of shade or oyster. Just gorgeous. So I'm actually going to start with a little base of that kind of oyster shade, just a little bit, kind of a wash right over the lid, and see what that's gonna look like. So that has a lot of like lightness on here. So I'm just gonna start lightly on the lid like that. We'll bring in a little bit of light color to the eye. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to bring that up into that brow bone. And I'm going to take this middle shade here. We're going to use that in the crease. That one's a little bit more of a matte kind of brown. And I'm using the Sonia G Crease Pro. Dab off a little bit of this. And I'm just going to come in and just create a little bit of shadow in that crease. And again, these shadows are just so buttery. So for any of you that are kind of what I consider myself, like just makeup enthusiast, I'm not a makeup artist, these are just really easy to kind of create a very soft, pretty eye. As I always say, if it looks a little crazy at the beginning, do not worry. I am going to blend, but I'm just taking this and I'm creating a little bit of a crease. And I'm almost going just a teeny bit above my crease, but we're going to blend it out really well. Taking this Wayne Goss, you guys, this is fantastic for highlight, but I tend to like to use this just to kind of softly blend out my shadows. It just kind of keeps them in place, but just softens everything. Then I'm using a Rephr, and this is number 1, so it's a teeny bit more of a flat brush, and I'm going into this beautiful kind of peach color, and I am going to put that peachy color, laying that kind of on top of that lighter gold. Okay guys, we've got a wash of color here, a little bit of peach. I kind of feel like this looks like sage leaves, which is kind of reminding me of Thanksgiving already. And then I'm going to go into this darker kind of forest green. I'm going in with this Trish McAvoy. This is her angled brush. And I'm going to use this as liner to start with. And I am just going in, and we'll decide if we want to add some green to the outer corners. This is definitely a deeper dark kind of green. Okay, I haven't used this color yet, so I am going to just take a teeny bit of this color, just like that. And I think I'll just put a teeny bit here. I just kind of want to see. And then I'm just kind of blending this. There's a lot of... Now I haven't put on concealer yet, so I'm going to put on a little bit of eyeliner, and then we'll clean up a little bit. The fallout was not necessarily from the palette, it was just the way I was kind of digging into the brush. So I have just a little excess of the darker green kind of underneath my eyes. We'll clean that up, but to me this just screams fall. Like this is just looking like the colors of fall. All of the leaves have been changing here. And if you look at my eye over here, that's kind of the color scheme. It's sort of those little bit of that peach and the dark forest green and this lovely kind of gold shade. So to me, this is just fall in a palette. So glad to have picked that one up. Now I am going to use a green eyeliner to bring out a little bit more of that oomph from the green. Now I'm going to be using the eye pencil in Celadon, and this is the shade right here. I think it will go fantastic. I could also pull out my Brune Agape from Chanel. I think that would look really nice with this as well. And I did order the Chantecaille in Black Forest, which I think is going to go fantastic, but that has not shown up yet. So we're going to take this eye pencil, and I'm just going to try to emphasize the green a little bit more. And I'm just going to come first, and I'm going to come in here close and wiggling it next to that lash line on the upper lid here. Then I'm just going to come into the waterline, you guys, and I'm just going to put a little bit of Celadon in the waterline. Yep, I have to make a weird face, sorry. Okay, so this is kind of the look, a little bit of this jungle glam look today. Then I'm going to go put on mascara, clean up my brows, and I'll be right back. I'm tempted to try the Jones Road mascara. Let's go ahead and use it. Don't worry, I'll do a whole other video, but since this is right in front of my face, so here is the brush. It's one of these rounded ones, and it also has the kind of brush I like. I like these kind of bigger, full kind of brushes for my kind of eyelashes. So actually I'm going to use this. We'll see how this turns out. There's a reason why I don't generally do my mascara on camera, because I have to spend a lot of time kind of building up my lashes. But since we're trying out this little mascara, let's see how it works. So far, I have to say, kind of liking this mascara. I need to play with it a little bit more, but it was quite nice, and I have to say finding a clean mascara is kind of a hard feat. So definitely enjoying that, just playing just a little bit. Can you tell this is hard for me not to dive into all of those goodies? Okay, let's go ahead and warm up the skin, and I ended up pulling out my Hourglass bronzer. Okay, the recording button wasn't on, so if I look a little bit bronzier, that is because I used the Hourglass, and this is in Diffused Bronze Light. This was always one of my favorite bronzers, especially from Hourglass. They make such pretty products, and I'm just trying to kind of pull out some of my oldies but goodies as well. And I just find that these look fantastic on the skin. It has a little bit of that kind of diffused powder in the bronzers, so it's going to give you kind of this really pretty kind of ethereal kind of look. So we're going to use that here. And now I am going to go into a little bit of my bronzer. I'm going to place a little bit of that in that crease. This is just something I like to do to kind of pull everything together. And I do find that this is kind of pulling very shimmery, so I don't mind putting just a little bit of that bronzer. And I don't think it's going to alter any of the eye look. Maybe just intensify that crease just a little bit with some warmth. And that is optional, you guys. You do not have to do that little tip at all. I pulled out the SISLEY, this Beauty in Coral. This is a blush and highlighter all in one. They just look beautiful on the cheeks. So I'm just gonna kind of take this little brush here, and then we'll put a little bit of coral here, just kind of warming up the skin. Then I am going to take my ambient powders, and I'm just going to take this fluffy brush, and I'm going to go up and down these right here, and that is what I'm going to use to kind of set my face. So this is just going to give me a nice little glow all over. And real quick, I forgot to clean up under my eyes, so I'm just going to take a little bit of my Chantecaille. This is the Stylo U. And I'm just going to take a teeny bit, you guys. We're just going to brighten up and kind of take care of any of that shadow that might have fallen underneath my eyes. So I'm taking my ring fingers, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to lighten up just a bit. Before we move on to lips, I'm going to do a little bit of a spritz here with my rose water. And this is just going to take away any of that kind of powdery look, make it look a little bit more natural. So we'll let that kind of sink in. And then let's go ahead and do a fun lip. Okay, we got a glow going on here. Then to end, I'm going to put on a long wear lipstick today. This is from Chanel. These are the long wear duos. This is in soft brown, and I love that color so much. So I'm going to put this part on first, then we're going to top it with the gloss. But I just think this is such a fantastic kind of fall inspired color. So okay, we're going to let this dry for a minute before topping it with the gloss. But I just love this color. It's got a teeny bit of brown in it, but it's not too brown. I just find it to be very complementary to many different skin tones as well. So lots of different people have told me they love soft brown. And we're just going to get it to the point where I can, and then we'll top it with that gloss. Okay, then we are going to take the gloss and top. And this is the shade Soft Brown. I feel like I'm a little bit glammed up and ready for Thanksgiving, but we must end with some fragrance, and I'm having a hard time deciding, but we might as well go with a little unboxing because I'm a little bit obsessed with this new brand of perfume. This has been the buzz in the kind of fragrance community for a bit. As I said, I am a late bloomer. I have to kind of ease into things, and I got a few samples from BDK Parfums and just completely fell in love with this brand. So I have PEAU, and I just think this is such an amazing brand of perfumes. So this is so cute. The way that it comes is basically they're kind of like they're coming in a book where you can line these up on your bookshelf so they look like a little book. Then you open up the box just like this, and here is the bottle, and then we're going to pull it out here. And then look at this beautiful, gorgeous, very nice bottle, you guys. Nice kind of angle square here. And again, this is in PEAU. So the reason I find this interesting is this is a little bit of a fruity fragrance, which is not normally my pick. So you guys, it has a nice weighty kind of top. So Josie from OSSWALD in New York City had sent me a couple samples from this brand, and needless to say, I just completely fell in love. So we're going to spray a little bit of this on. So this perfume was a love at first sniff. I didn't even really know the notes in this. To me, it does have some beautiful florals. There's a warmth to this, so when I did read the notes, I was like not surprised that I love this. And then it has an interesting fruity element to it with quints, and I think maybe that is the thing that elevates this perfume for me. And if you have ever tasted quints, it's sort of a hybrid between an apple and a pear. So if you can imagine those two, and I would say there's a little bit of tartness to it. It is not sharp. I think the one thing I want to say about all of the BDK perfumes that I have experienced so far is that they seem to be so perfectly blended. It's just smooth. There's no rough edges. They're just absolutely gorgeous, at least the ones that I have tried so far, and I've just kind of fallen in love with this brand. And then in the heart notes, you're going to bring in that florals. So that's going to be jasmine and orange blossom. And then we've got that beautiful quince that's going to be just slightly tart, that's going to kind of tone down those kind of jasmine and orange blossom flowers. And then in the base, we're going to bring in my favorites, and that's going to be cashmere, amberwood, and Singapore patchouli. So you guys, this one, literally, I just was like, the minute I smelled it, put it on, I was just like, I have to have a full bottle of it. There's a little bit of creaminess to this. There's a little bit of sweetness to it. There's a little bit of this almost sour tartness to this. It's just perfectly blended, and I just cannot get enough of it. This one just felt like a me fragrance. Sometimes there's fragrances that I really like, but they can sort of wear me, if you know what I'm saying. Like I have to really be in the mood. This is a fragrance that I could wear every single day without getting sick of. So that's kind of a huge statement because I love to play with fragrances. But there's just this perfectly balanced mix of everything that I'm loving. Okay, I've got my fragrance of the day on. I'm feeling like I'm ready for my Zoom Thanksgiving, as well as just celebrating with my immediate family. As I've mentioned before, I'm going to be doing a whole video of BDK fragrances. I've got a few samples that I still need to get my hands on, but so far I do have to tell you, as far as thinking about gifts and such, I would definitely explore this beautiful brand. So far I've just been loving everything that I have smelled. Certainly this one is a full bottle worthy for myself, but I would definitely check out all the different fragrances from this line. Okay, I am wishing everybody the most amazing Thanksgiving. If you do not celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm just sending you a bunch of hugs and loves just to spread a little love and lightness out into the world. But I hope everybody has a great day, and I will be back with another video soon.